Bernie was my favorite cousin, because he was the only one who didn't treat me like a baby at 11. So, when he said we should prank our parents on April Fool's Day, I didn't even need convincing. Bernie's pranks were always the best. Last year, he'd put plastic wrap under the toilet seat, and his dad fell for it. We laughed about that for months. This time, we were keeping it simple. My uncle's farm had this massive corn maze that they opened every October. In April, the corn was already 8 feet tall. Bernie said we'd sneak out, hide in the maze, and watch our parents freak out. "They'll be running around, screaming our names like idiots," he said, giggling. That evening, when our folks were laughing, having dinner and wine, Bernie grabbed my arm and whispered it was time. We slipped out the back and ran across the field, giggling. The maze entrance was maybe 200 yards away, far enough they wouldn't hear us. It was the weird time right before it got dark, when everything looked gray. The corn was rustling in the wind, and the maze was bigger than I remembered. The paths were narrow, and the stalks were towering over us. We turned left, right, and left again. Bernie kept saying we needed to go deeper. Around the next turn, I got a pebble in my shoe, digging into my heel. I was hopping on one foot when I heard the rustle. My heartbeat picked up. I stopped hopping and listened.
"Hear that?"
I asked Bernie. He too stopped and listened to the soft padding of footsteps coming from somewhere behind us in the maze. "Probably just a farm worker, Grace." Bernie shrugged. "Come on, let's hide and scare whoever it is." We ducked around a corner and mashed ourselves against the corn. The stalks were rough and scratchy, smelling like dirt and fertilizer. The footsteps got closer. They sounded slow and dragging, like the person was either hurt or wasted. When they got really close, Bernie gave me a thumbs up as we waited. Suddenly, a guy rounded the corner and stopped only a few feet away. He was really tall, maybe as tall as my dad, and had on this dirty flannel shirt. His gray hair was sticking up all over the place, and he was carrying a huge machete that I remembered seeing once in a jungle movie. Bernie and I gulped as he peered at the field without saying anything. He looked down the path before his head slowly turned, and he stared right at us. I screamed as Bernie grabbed my hand, and we took off. I could still hear the guy's boots scraping the dirt behind us, mingled with a ripping sound, as if he was slicing through the corn. We kept turning corners, and Bernie kept yanking me all the way. Suddenly, my shoe flew off, but Bernie didn't let me slow down. Behind us, the ripping got way louder. He was maybe 20 feet back. "Come on, Grace!" Bernie yelled, yanking my arm. We hit a dead end with a wall of corn. We spun around, and the man was right there, blocking us in. He lifted the machete. "Go through the corn!" Bernie shoved me toward the wall. "Push through!" I started clawing at the stalks. They were super thick and cut my hands, but I kept pushing until I made a gap.
"Come on, Bernie!"
I yelled, trying to hold the stalks open. Bernie was reaching. His hand almost touched mine. Just then, the man grabbed Bernie's shirt and yanked him back. Bernie screamed in a way I'd never heard him before. Our fingers touched before the maze consumed him. I heard the machete and wet chopping sounds. Bernie was screaming for help. I pushed through the corn until I hit another path. I kept running and taking turns without even thinking. My bare foot was bleeding. I could still hear those slow footsteps behind me, like he knew I'd get tired eventually. Suddenly, I saw the farmhouse lights through the corn, and I sprinted toward them. My mom found me maybe 10 minutes later, calling my name. She sounded annoyed until she saw me. I was covered in scratches, missing a shoe, and couldn't stop crying. She asked where Bernie was, and I just pointed at the maze. All the adults went in with their flashlights, yelling Bernie's name. Uncle Rob had a baseball bat. They were in there for over an hour. Still, came out with nothing. The cops showed up around midnight. They brought dogs and searched the whole maze with these huge spotlights. They found Bernie's backpack near the dead end. His phone was in it. They also found 4 fingers lying in the dirt nearby. They never found the rest of him. They couldn't find that man either. My uncle said there weren't any workers on the farm that day. I told the police everything. They searched everywhere, but nobody in the town had heard anything about Bernie. My uncle shut the maze down. He plowed the whole thing under 2 weeks later. Bernie's still missing. The case is still open. They have his fingers in evidence, and that's all they have of him. It has been nearly 5 years since that April Fool's Day. I still have nightmares about Bernie's hand reaching for me, about that wet chopping sound. My therapist says I have PTSD, says I was just a kid and there was nothing I could have done. But she didn't see Bernie's face when that man grabbed her, didn't hear him scream my name. Sometimes I wonder if the man's still out there, waiting in some other corn maze on some other farm, looking for kids who think pranks are funny.